don't break. We operate, eyes open, no fear. Through the veil, make it clear we do not fail. Liminal operators, liminal operators. The transmission static coming through. Liminal operators, liminal operators on the other side.
Hey, everyone. Wow, what an incredible group that we had watching The Vanish. We are so thrilled that you got to see it and that you are here now. And we're going to have a wonderful Q&A session with the team. So let me, without further ado, I would like to bring out, let's see, we have His Royal Moistness himself, Greg Ogles. Ta-da! Wow.
No, wasn't that awesome?
That was awesome. God, that was just, I remember all the great things that we did and the fun that we had and just the cool experiences. I'm so thrilled. So next up is the Adam Davis. Adam.
Here I am.
Yay. Woohoo. Was that not awesome?
Yeah, I think it's a really unique film. I mean, I said at the start of it, we had footage in it of things that have not been captured or not been captured very well before, and certainly on one occasion not captured at all. And it's sent us down a very interesting little path here, which, without giving anything away, we're going to explore some very, very, very strange things in the future. You think that's strange? Well, just wait, people. There's some amazing stuff coming.
Oh, yeah. Lots of really cool stuff. And next up, Jim Powell, The Night's Watch. Woo!
Woo! What's up?
Boom. The man who
I like the way
that.
you busted in there, Jim. That's why I'm laughing. I like the way you busted in there. I want you to do that more. Whenever I see you, I want you to do that. Like, just come in like that.
Okay,
Yeah,
we can make that happen.
Even if you're in a room, if you're in person,
Yeah,
we want to hear.
Yeah,
you know,
if you go out of the room for 30, you go out of the room for 30 seconds, just come in like that. I love it.
Explosion noise and woo! I'm here.
It reminds me of Kramer.
Jerry,
Yeah,
Jerry. You won't believe
Come in
what's
just
over
like
there.
that, bashing through.
Oh, fabulous!
And
Love it.
I'm here
last,
for it.
but very not least, our gorgeous, beautiful Melissa Adair.
Yay.
Yay! That was awesome, wasn't it?
It was. It was amazing. I love it.
Awesome. Well, I know we had a lot of people watching. I know some people rewatched it. I saw some people in the chat that were rewatching, which was really exciting. And so, if you have questions for the team, please put it in the chat in all caps, please. Then we can go ahead and we want to get to everyone's questions. But first, what we're going to do is do a little roundtable here with some highlights, just something that you really were like, wow, you know, that's something you really wanted to highlight. Greg, you want to go first?
Yep, absolutely. The orbs. Yeah. You know, when we captured what was similar to an orb in Townsend, well, in the Smoky Mountains, it's really not outside of Townsend, but when we captured that one, we were all sitting there looking at it, right? And as soon as Jim noticed it, it's like it panicked and it took off.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that was something a little bit different for me because
to be fair, though, I have that effect.
Well, that's true. That's true. That's what I did the first time I saw you too. I took off like, oh,
exactly.
But you know, that was different, right? you know, that orb was similar to what we had seen before, and you know, we had footage that we didn't show in any other films. I was like, well, it's very similar, so let's show our audience what we also catch on other expeditions, right? So we did that, and I thought it was very fitting, you know, because of the similarities of what we've seen. But I think that we have actually captured two different types of plasmoid entities. So, and that's something that we're going to talk about more in the future.
That's going to be exciting. Yeah, we have a lot of stuff that we want to film and bring to the audience. Adam, what was a highlight for you?
Well, I'm going to build on what Greg said, because we've had a lot of discussions here now about those things since because it is really important. And the reason it's important is because what you're seeing is a link between these entities, and like the thing that, you know, Melissa touched on earlier on that has often plagued Bigfooters is why we're hearing these metallic clanging sounds in the middle of nowhere. It's been discussed for years amongst people who go out in the woods. Yeah. Anybody who spends a lot of time in the woods will say, I heard this damn thing and I've heard it regularly. But what we're doing here is linking those strange sounds in this film uniquely for the first time with these other phenomena. And we're not just linking it in as a bunch of talking heads. We have actual footage of that. Yeah. Actual footage of those things going on and recording it. And we can start going after this now as something very tangible, a phenomenon that isn't really talked about on film or recordings anywhere. And yet it's something that everybody talks around a campfire. Yeah. So we are unique in that we have got this footage, and B, we're putting it together. And I really like that. It's a really strong theme. So that's for me.
So Adam, we have our very first question at the very bottom here. Leonard Athis, was the UTV out of fuel when found with the ignition on?
No, not to the best of my knowledge. No, it wasn't. And then you have to remember with Mike Heron, not only was that there, but his wallet and his glasses, anything he needed was all left behind. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And that they had those cadaver dogs out. So you know, there's nothing found of the dude. He was somebody who had a successful business in Maryville and a generational family farm. He wasn't somebody who was just going to walk off and disappear into the ether.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's a mystery.
It is. It's, I mean, just without a trace. And I think wasn't his phone left behind too?
Yeah, everything was there, Nat. Everything was there, and that was it. Yeah, boom. He suddenly disappears. And, you know, that's strange and insidious and creepy phenomenon. People that I think might have come on this film expecting us to say it was Bigfoot. It wasn't. There was nothing about Bigfoot that we found evidence-wise. You know, you're entitled to think that. What we did find is this very, very creepy shit that we filmed and we can see, which is far more sinister than anything associated with Bigfoot. Yeah. And we're after it.
Yep. Next question, Fox Pro 62 Ray, what piece of evidence surprised the team most during the production? Greg, do you want to take that first round?
Yeah. Well, yeah, with me, it was there was two pieces of evidence that surprised me the most. One was the evidence that we got from the DNR about how large in scope this this search really was for Dennis Martin. And there was lots of rumors out there that the military was doing something else and not really looking for Dennis Martin, when in fact they were looking for Dennis Martin. They actually were. But now they operated separately from the civilian chain, which, as they should. But
Mhm.
every branch of the military was involved, and they actually were looking for Dennis Martin. The other one was the blobby thing that really fits the Raven Mocker. Uh, that was really surprising for me.
Mhm. Jim, what about you?
Evidence. Wow. I don't know that there was really any particular evidence that just struck me as just holy crap. I mean, the majority of it that really took me aback was exactly what Greg kind of laid out was, just
Mhm.
that feedback coming back to us and actually hearing about it was kind of wow.
Yeah.
I mean, outside of that, my general thoughts kind of go to Georgia and just all the evidence that happened there that nobody is going to get to see outside of, what we showed in there because all that data is deleted by its own accord off of all the SD cards
Mhm.
and off of the external hard drives. How does that happen? Beats the crap out of me.
What about you,
But
Nat?
yeah,
What did you think? Because
Oh,
let's have your opinion on stuff. Yeah.
I think how the orbs interacted with us. And there were truly intelligence behind the orbs because they were interacting with our laughter, with our emotions. They were very curious. They would come in and look. If we were very quiet and didn't do anything, they went away. If we were laughing and joking and singing and dancing, they came in closer and they watched.
Mhm.
So there was an intelligence behind it.
Yeah,
What
it's
about you,
almost like they
Adam?
wanted to be a part.
Yeah, they did. They wanted to be a part of what we were doing. They were,
Mhm.
So,
loved Greg singing.
well, we don't want that. So one of the
No.
questions here, if I may, because
Mm.
I think it's a good question. Do you
Yeah.
think that the metallic clanging sound could be portals and doorways opening and closing? Well, I've certainly felt that in the past. I definitely have felt that is something that's decidedly unnatural. Yeah, and one of the things that I think is important to recognize, and it's a phenomenon that we should explore, um,
Mhm.
is we often talk about technology and what technology is, yeah. But a lot of this, and then we can attribute something as being inherently supernatural, yeah, almost like a little god. Oh, it must be, yeah. But
Mhm.
if I came down and saw Melissa, and I lit my cigarette lighter, I don't smoke cigarettes now, but if I lit a cigarette lighter, Melissa might well worship me as a god. I mean, slightly more than she does now, but she might well worship me as a god because it's a
She does.
technology. Yeah, you see, that just comes naturally to her. That just comes naturally. But my point is, the supernatural is often things we can't understand. Yeah. So what you're seeing is every time these things are shooting out, not every time, but a lot of the time, we're looking for patterns. Yeah. So patterns, consistency, we can measure. And a lot of the time when we're seeing these metal things come out, these doors opening, then we're seeing this other stuff. Yeah. And this other phenomenon associated with it, which seems inherently supernatural. So, is technology involved? And if so, where are these things coming from? Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, absolutely. And Melissa, I know you've heard of these metal sounds as well. What are your thoughts? Do you think that they're portals opening and closing?
I mean, I will say what I always say. I know that I don't know, but I think that as we get into the different discoveries that we make and the different correlations we make with all the different experiences we're having while we're out in the woods, I think it's certainly plausible. That it could be portal related. It's really interesting. And in fact, when we talk about that and having heard it myself, I'm reminded of the TV show Lost. You guys remember that?
Oh, yes.
And they let the thing go, and it's like it kind of makes me think, okay, maybe they're unleashing some sort of creature. And then with all the other stuff that that we've uncovered, with the different entities and experiences that have been witnessed and captured on video, it kind of, it makes you wonder, right? So
Yeah.
I am completely open to the possibility, but I don't know.
Yeah. No, I completely get it. Great. Next question. Do you know if any neighboring residents or passersby saw anything relevant? I'm going to assume that was during the disappearances of these two individuals. I, for one, I know that each case was heavily investigated. Everybody that they knew was questioned. These investigations went on for a very long time. And to my knowledge, nobody saw anything. Adam?
I would say with Mike Heron, nobody saw anything. So you're right. And nobody saw anything at the time. We obviously saw things later, and that's a good area for us to go back and research. So we'll be doing that at some point, I'm sure. But with Dennis Martin, it's a bit murkier. You'll recall yourself how there was talk of somebody strange being seen with carrying something over his shoulder, and the Martin family would argue that he was abducted. I think it's important to state their point of view, that he was abducted by some sort of feral person. I think that will be that. But generically, no. When we look at the cases, that there are a couple of stories, but the core of it is a mystery, and that's why. So that's where we are. So are there more missing people for that area? Yes, there are. Kimberly, it's good to see you. Thank you for always supporting us here. We do appreciate that. In fact, I was up on a trail last week investigating something that we might possibly do for Relic in the future, because it's creepy ass. It's creepy as hell. And it was misty, and there was a storm, and I ran semi-naked across a road afterwards, chasing an elk. There we are. This whole but yes, there
wish
are.
To see footage.
But the thing is, what we try to do, and we may well investigate more of them in the future. But the bottom line is we try to present the things from all angles. Yeah. So even though we might have points of view ourselves, as you saw in the film, we're giving alternative points of view, and I think that's important. We're looking at it from different angles, and you can make up your own mind. I mean, I don't mind at all. For example, if Greg or Natalie or Melissa or Jim have different points of view to me about things, that's good. It makes you think, and that's the way it should be. And so we might have slightly different opinion on things. I think we broadly have a similar view, but that's not because we're looking for like minds. Yeah, it's just we'll have a debate about what we might think, and I think that's good. I think that's healthy.
Yeah, and I will say that you need a team with a little bit of a like mind, so you could just get things done. If you're at
that's
odds,
very important.
if you're at odds all the time, you'll never get anything done. And
and
so
these
there's got to be
60
some sort of coherence there.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, Greg, but I feel like I should say this rather than you. This next bit. These shoots are very, very long. So 16 hours might not be an unusual day. I spent months planning this before, and Greg spends months at the back end. The girls do a lot of the marketing. Jim does a lot of the technology. We don't all turn up and have a nice old time and then off we go. This is a lot of work by individuals on a team, both the back end and the front end. So we need to kind of get on, because if we don't get on, that would be exhausting. Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So Terry has another question. Hi, Terry. What do you think the orbs were? The Fae? Something supernatural? Greg, I'm going to hand this over to you.
Well, they're some sort of intelligent plasmoid entity. I think we've captured at least two different kinds that we presented, two different types in the Vanished. One we saw that acted very much like the Raven Mocker. What we didn't put in the film because we didn't have it. We didn't have our cameras rolling at the time was when Jim got sick. And he instinctively had to lay down. And what I think was happening was that one particular plasmoid entity was hunting him. for whatever reason. Don't know the reason, but I think it was focused in on him for whatever reason. Now, the other plasmoid entities that we came across, and you could call them the Fae or angels, but we're all still talking about a plasmoid entity. These are plasma, and they're intelligent. But the other ones seemed very, I wouldn't say benevolent, but they were very curious about us, and they were not malevolent at all, not like that one was.
Mhm.
So, and they presented themselves very, very obvious. You could see them with your eyes. They were bright enough we could film them with a full spectrum camera.
Yeah.
So I really think that they're a type of plasmoid entity, and again, we're going to be exploring that in the future.
Awesome. And yeah, to your point, these are intelligent things. That the orbs, they did react to us. They were reacting to what we were doing, and they're very curious, and they would come closer and closer. And the one thing I did notice is, and on multiple occasions, is that the red orangish orbs would stay on the path where we were, almost like as guards. And then the other colored orbs, like the reds and the green, or no, I'm sorry, the greens and the blues and the silvers, they would be in the forest, like different areas. So I thought that was quite interesting, and this is not the first time I've seen a red orb on a path where we were standing. And it was in multiple locations. So I think that was pretty cool. So,
and to add to your commentary on that happened to us at the Gatlinburg conference. We went out investigating afterwards, and on the path I saw more red orbs, and when we saw the other orbs that were like off in the woods, they were a different color. They were blue or blue white.
It's really interesting. That's a question that I have, that what's the difference between the red orbs and the blue orbs? And so that's what we have so far. Next question. In either case, do you believe the orbs and metallic sounds have any direct connection to the disappearances, or are they separate mysteries? I'm going to open it up to the team.
I think they do.
I do too.
I think these plasmoids, when they come into our dimension, or whatever you want to call it, I think that the metallic sounds have something to do with portals opening up and closing, and I think that sort of signals their arrival. And just having said that, I think some of the plasmoids are malevolent. So I think they definitely could have something to do with them. And I really think if you walk into some of these portals, you may not come back.
I agree with that.
I think that this is something that we are the first at unpeeling. With a first unpeeling in this film, we got a link for the first time between these things and evidence of them. It's very, very important research, and I'm really looking forward. I've got all this stuff whirring around in my head, where I've got some amazing things to talk about with the team, and other things to do. Where I know we're gonna make some fabulous films looking at this in the future. So it's exciting, but it's also dangerous. If you hear a door open in the woods, a metallic door, you either need to decide very quickly whether you shit your pants and stay where you are, waddling away, or you get out, and video. And if you do hear those sounds, then let us know, because this is the phenomenon that nobody wants to talk about, and it's time that we uncovered a little bit of light on the subject. Yeah.
Agreed. All right, Pops. Hi, Pops. Seeing as phone and keys were left behind, is it not possible that he just walked off and disappeared on his own? Meaning Mike Heron.
If he had just walked off on his own, we would have found some evidence of him. He completely disappeared. This isn't 1970. This is 2008. You leave traces, yeah, wherever you go, yeah. Greg could choose to disappear, but it'd be very hard for him to do unless he became completely feral, not just splashing on the occasional odor drain water on. I mean, he would have to really, really go for it because there'd be a trace of Greg, yeah. You know, and that would be extremely difficult to do. He's not a man, I don't think, looking into his background, who could live on his own feral in the woods. He's a realtor. He's extroverted. The people who live in the woods on their own for years are often real introverted weirdo types. Yeah, so that's what it is.
Yeah, and the ATV that was left behind in the condition.
Yeah, all of that evidence. He just did that. The fact that he just walked away, it doesn't point to. I mean, you don't know. You can never say for sure. That's it.
Yeah. Okay, since both of these disappearance cases are now very cold, do you think the respective law enforcement agencies may agree to an interview with you for the purposes of attracting new leads? I'm going to answer the first part. As for the Dennis Martin case, many of the agents that were on this case are either passed away or long retired and very elderly. So I don't think that would be the case. I'll open it up to everybody else regarding any other insight on the Mike Heron and Dennis Martin cases.
Well, Mike Heron's still a bit of a raw wound. Dennis Martin's so long ago, as you say.
Yeah.
I mean, it's 56, 57 years.
Mm-hmm.
The family, I'm sure, deeply care. But a lot, as you rightly say, a lot of the parties are gone now.
Yeah.
It's still a wound around here. I live in this community, you know, and I was talking to somebody about it on Friday. Mike Heron's still a wound. And they would, but they'd want tangible evidence. You know, opening up new leads costs money. It costs thousands. And you need actual tangible evidence that can be measured and analyzed. Yeah. So with the best will in the world, those remote viewings I found fascinating and really interesting stuff. But it's not something you could launch a police investigation on,
right?
As we all know. So the mystery remains, but investigating the Mike Heron thing, and I say this out of massive respect to him and his family, we uncovered something even more interesting, even more fascinating than that mystery, which are these entities. Yeah. And that to me is truly fascinating. I don't think we're ever going to get an answer to Mike Heron. I really don't. I'd like to be wrong, but I don't. But these entities, we need to go after those because we're doing everyone a disservice if we don't.
Yeah, I agree. Greg, any last thoughts on that?
Well, I'll say that I tried and they won. You know.
Yeah.
I tried to get interviews and to no avail.
Yeah.
So,
Hi, Barbara. Have the orbs or plasmoids ever set off a Geiger counter?
Pick me.
Jimothy.
Yes.
We both said Timothy at the same time. We didn't know that was his nickname.
Yes.
Oh, I love it.
Go
To
right ahead.
answer the question, yes. All right. So for me, I've just recently started employing the use of a dosimeter, or something that will read radiation, as well as lightning strike detectors. And when I was in the LBL in March, I had 13 hits for sure on my lightning strike, and I don't know how many hits on the Geiger because it's been a long time ago. But as Greg said earlier, we also went out after the Bigfoot conference, and Greg can attest, he was there with me. And when we first got there, we had 3 lightning strikes in a row. And then later on, when things got really strange, we had 3 lightning strikes again. And then all of a sudden, I got a very warm feeling come over me. My heart like almost felt like it was beating into my throat, just super flushed and starting to get that nauseous feeling again. And then my actual dosimeter went off.
Mm.
So it read radiation as soon as that happened to me. And we
I've
were
used an
seeing
EMP.
orbs and all that stuff at that time.
Sorry to interrupt you. I've used an
No, you're
EMP. I was gonna say that area where I've took you to, Natalie. I've used EMPs and I've used them around for years. And what I keep seeing is the areas where the metal thing is. I keep seeing spikes.
Mhm.
And I think when you were there, I feel like there was a big spike when we were on top of that ridge.
Mhm.
So you were there and you heard that.
Yep. Yeah. It was
Hold on.
very interesting. Melissa, do you work anything with Geiger counters out in the field?
I don't, but since joining the Relic team, I'm really considering it because of what's been uncovered by you guys when you've been out. I think I'm missing an opportunity to get some clues. So I think I'm going to start doing it.
Yeah. And Greg, you had
Mhm.
some interactions like that where did you get sick during a spike?
I did. And just to let the audience know, in 27, there's going to be a sequel to The Land Between the Lakes. So during the filming of it, I had gotten really, really sick during one of our investigations. So sick that Adam and some of the rest of the crew had to help me out of the cemetery in which we were at. At that very same time, Jerry Millwood of the NCI team had his EMF detector went off and it pegged into the dangerous range. And we've got, video evidence of that. So I think that we have uncovered evidence that some of these moments where people are getting sick and are being targeted, there is some sort of radiation that is actually causing that. So and it's all radiation, even what the EMF detector picks up. It's just frequency, right?
Mhm.
So I really think that's what is happening a lot. And my opinion is that instead of infrasound, you're seeing what's more happening is these high EMF bursts. And that would also explain the because you get some of the same physical symptoms with the EMFs, right?
Mhm.
As you would with infrasound. But the EMFs is more likely to disturb batteries, but very likely to disturb electronics in general.
Yeah.
So
That's a great question.
yeah.
Great question. Because I mean we've been watching that and looking into that a little bit more because it is there is something there.
There is something there. There is absolutely something there. I think we can say that it's no longer a hypothesis anymore, that we've got direct evidence of it.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
So I think we can definitively say that there's something there.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And what we found in this film is that when you go in and you think you're looking for one thing, you come up with so many other things. So you have to walk into every investigation, every film, everything that you do with an open mind and zero expectations as to what you're targeting.
Mhm.
Let's see. My wife wants to ask, could Mike Heron plan to purposely leave to start a new life?
Without his glasses or phone?
Well, phone could track him.
Yeah, but how are you going to call your Uber?
Jim makes a good point though, because Happy Valley is very remote. He's not like you
Yeah.
can just walk. There's no public transport there. I just want to cut back because when Melissa read My Wife Wants to Ask, I heard Melissa's like there giggling away at the question. So Jim's right, of course. I mean, if you were going to plan to start a new life, there's no money drawn from his bank accounts. Yeah, you can trace all his assets. So he's got no glasses. He can't see where he's going. He's in the middle of nowhere. So unless he's planning to start a new life in the bushes, yeah, then there's no life for him to be had elsewhere. There's nowhere he could go. We would have, the investigation is so thorough. If he hitched lifts or anything else, he would have been spotted. The dude disappeared out of thin air. Yeah. And to add to Greg's point, because I think it was well made, that is like we do have this tangible evidence which no one's got before. The next stage of the process, because I'm satisfied like him that they exist, the next stage of this process is trying to replicate that, get more evidence, and try to give an explanation about what they're up to. Yeah, because whatever they're up to, it isn't happy. Yeah, it isn't a jolly old thing that comes out like that. It's something quite sinister, and nobody touches on this. Oh, these disappearing people cases, it's aliens, it's Bigfoot, it's whatever. Yeah, but that's none of that evidence we found when we were looking at this. We found this creepy ass shit that nobody else is looking at. Yeah, why? Right. Because it's too far field. So networks are like, oh, we don't want to do that because Mrs. Scoggins sat in her house. She's not going to watch that, but she damn well will. She damn well will. I tell you.
Miss Scoggins will.
Is going to love this.
She's going to love it.
Yeah,
Miss Scoggins is going to love that.
It's so creepy. It's so seriously creepy. Yeah, Melissa is scared to death. She's actually quivering right now underneath that cap.
Actually, I was thinking about one of the creepiest parts to me about this whole investigation that you did was Natalie's interview with South Force. That was mind-blowingly terrifying.
Shout out South Force 10. What's up?
South Force.
I mean, that it's like that was unreal to me. Like that seemed like TV, like something you'd see in a movie, and just crazy. But to know that's that happened, and that these this man's family was involved, and or at least knew about that, and to know that was allowed to go on, that is just mind-blowing.
Yeah, it's crazy. They were that was an awesome interview that went on for almost an hour. We got a lot of great stuff on that one. All right,
this is where it's good to disagree. Because I just didn't believe that dude at all. I didn't believe that story at all, and that's okay. Because Natalie, that's okay. I said to Natalie, I don't believe it. I said it in the film, right? If I'm wrong, that's fair enough. I just don't think those government death squads is credible. I don't think it is, not at that time. But Natalie wasn't interested in a nice way of the cult thing. I spoke to a few people who said they've seen this cult. Natalie's like, well, it's just like one-off losers or whatever,
Edgelords in the woods.
And that's okay. It's all right. We have differences of opinions on those.
I mean, like I said, this was like an X-File, and South Force was your deep throat, man. He was reporting in. He was letting you know, and it was crazy. Crazy.
Yeah. Being from West Virginia, I'm probably related to half the feral people. But anyway, that's beside the point.
Well, are you still to invite me to a couch burning, and I'm really looking forward to it.
I'm going to have a couch burning. A good
we're
West
all looking
Virginia
forward to
couch
something
burning. That's
you're
what we're going
supposed
to
to
do. That's what we do in West Virginia, by the way, to have a good time.
I know exactly what you're talking about, Jim, and I've got things planned. Don't worry, I have something in my head. I think entirely in pictures, Jim. Entirely in pictures. So that's how I think. If you say something to me, I create images, and I've already got it planned. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. Remember, I can wait a long time for scenes. There's a scene in The Awakened I waited 18 months to film. And I had it in my head and how it was going to be. I don't want to ruin it, but I waited for it. I waited to do that. And it's worth it. And this will be worth it too. I promise you. I promise you, Jim.
100%.
Okay.
It's going to be worth it.
I'm here for it.
Okay, next question. JD Smooth, how you doing, buddy? Was your batteries or equipment drained after you've seen the orbs?
I'll say that happens a lot.
Often,
A
all the
lot.
time.
You know, and one of the most frustrating things that happened to me was that I had gotten some footage, and this was at a different investigation, but I had gotten some footage and I brought it back, and I knew that it was there. And then I go to edit, and it's gone. You know, and I go back and I like look at my SD card; it's gone off the SD card. I go look at the hard drive; it's gone off the hard drive. I'm like, what the heck? So that's been one of the most mysterious things that's happened. And it's happened more than once. But yeah, if you're not in an area where you're having battery drainage, you're probably not. If it's not happening, you're not in a good area.
Mhm.
So when your batteries are draining, that's when you're in a good area.
And that happens to us a lot.
A lot.
Constantly.
A
A
lot.
lot.
There was a
Um,
point then when all three of you said a lot in sync at the same time. I hope that's recorded because I'd like to keep that. That was pretty good.
1, 2,
Mix that
3.
in
A
with
lot.
stuff. All three of you going a lot.
So again, here's another question, another good question. Thank you, JD. Greg, do you think being sick is from the LBL? A lot of the people have been sick from there.
Yep. I think a lot of it's got to do with the radiation that you get, you know, and the more you're exposed to some of that radiation, the sicker you're going to be, and the longer you're going to be sick. But yeah, I most definitely agree. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's that place is just
Yeah, and it's not only
Concentration.
there; it happens other places too.
Oh.
But it seems to be magnified there for whatever reason. But you know, that's happened at other places as well. So
Mhm. Yeah, a lot of people, to your point, have gotten sick there, and it's just a place of high strangeness. If you haven't been to the LBL, it's definitely should be on your bucket list if you're a full-fledged investigator. But you got to know what you're doing and don't go alone.
I think
Okay.
there's the point there that's important is yes, it's a place that's amplified the LBL, but there are lots of places. What Greg said at the beginning, I'm just going to focus on a bit. There are lots of places where people are getting sick, but they're not talking about it. It's isolated. What we need to do is expose the patterns. There are people around here who've been on the ridges, and I'm not saying they've definitely died because of these things, but they've died younger when they've been doing investigations around here. So the question is this a phenomenon where people who are doing these things are out in these environments looking for these things in certain places? Is it affecting them? Is it like radiation that's making people sick? It's a different type of thing. And that's interesting in itself. Yeah, that's interesting in itself. So everybody's right about the LBL, but what I want to say is this is probably more common than we actually realize. We're just not putting the patterns
Yep.
together. And that's a
Mhm.
really big thing. That's a really big thing.
And you know, that's a great point, because how often do people go into the forest and all of a sudden they just don't feel good and they think, oh, maybe I just didn't eat, or hydration, or maybe it's elevation. What if it could be a spike? What if it could be a radiation spike, or a phenomenon, or high strangeness? You don't know, and people may.
You don't know. People don't know. They don't know because they're not used to experiencing it.
Right.
You know, last time I experienced one was in Cades Cove, hiking around Christmas, and I nearly Christmas, and I went just I went just temporarily blind, almost. I couldn't see; it was like opaque, just for like a minute.
Mhm.
You know, I mean, and that's somewhere else. You know what I mean? So, and Cades Cove is only what, I'm just doing an estimate, maybe 20, 25 miles as the crow flies from the area where we had our stuff. Yeah.
Right.
There's a ridge in between it where I've heard of the metal clangs, which is 12 miles. Yeah. 12, 13 miles. So we're talking about wide areas where these things are happening. And I would guess that the Smokies is a bit like LBL. only it's less researched by people like us. Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
lot of people doing research in the LBL, but
Right.
a lot of the people who are in the Smokies are hikers. Yeah, if they're anywhere. You know, I was there today, and it's pretty. Look, even the hikers after a couple of miles, they're gone too. Yeah, you don't see people for hours. You know, because you've been out with me, all of you in that area.
Yep.
So there's more. There's loads to this, and there's loads to this, and we're just the first people actually scraping it. You know, is what I think. That's what I think.
I'd like to add something to that, if you don't mind.
I don't mind at all.
Okay. You know, you just think about it like this, right? Like, how many people are out there, let's just say during hunting season, they're out there waiting for that perfect shot and that perfect whitetail to show up. You know, they're out there, it's been catching it on their game cams and all that. How many of those same people are out there with a dosimeter, with an alarm set on it for a certain
Nobody.
spike percentage to actually go off and ruin their hunt? Nobody.
Nobody.
Right?
Nobody.
And you
Right.
know, like,
Nobody's doing that.
this is one of those things that, you know, I've only just kind of started considering and trying to implement on, you know, my stuff on the Enigma series is like, you know, this has been my theory with this stuff the whole time is, you know, radiation. And it's like, well, okay, I have all these people coming on and telling me, like, you know, it's like Seekers, for instance, you know, and all the effects that it's had on the crew members, to some of them being at this unalived from their experiences. Like, I want to take, right. And I want to take precautions. Like, you know, I was talking with Sean about this the other day. We were going over like the numbers that we got, you and I, when we were out in Tennessee, you know, and basically, you know, my thoughts on it were like, look, I'm not going to set my alarm that much higher from baseline, because I don't care if I'm getting direct hit with a lethal dose versus getting 3 to 4 times baseline background, because I just want to know if it's spiking. If it's spiking beyond what is normal for what the baseline has been showing me the entire time, I want to know. And, you know,
Hey, Jim.
I don't know, man. It's just one of those things.
Let me tell you something. I'm going to tell
Sure,
you
buddy.
something that's going to interest you, all right? Without teasing everybody who's still listed and the crew. Greg knows because I've mentioned it to him. But the rest of you don't. And you're going to go, Jim, to a place where there's an actual photograph of me as I enter this weird area, and my hand shoots out and distorts like it's 10 feet tall. In this thing, in this place that we are going to, and we're going to do an investigation there. If I can pull it off, I'm working on it right now. But I went a while ago, and everyone was too afraid to go into this particular place. Yeah, who goes? Yeah. Me. Well, I know you would, look, but you guys were not there. You were not there.
I know where it is. No, I know where it is, and I want to go.
You were, no,
I know where
well,
it is, and I want to go.
I know you, but you were not there. But my friend, I'm not going to say a name right now, I don't want people to live, has actually got a photograph of my handle twisting in the air. So
right.
And I've not yet used it, but now as we develop this whole thing, it's appropriate to use it. I'm going to do a little bit of arm twisting. But
yeah.
But the place where we're going to is very cool, and we can talk about that. But it's cool. It's cool. It's the creepiest place, right? You've been to creepy. All of you have been to creepy so far, right? This is off the scale, creepy. You will not believe. I've been there, and there's nothing like it, and it's never been filmed, and that's where we're going to go.
Right. And
I think that would come in handy, having a hand as short as I am at 5'1" to distort, to reach things on high shelves.
Yeah. Well, this is it. I feel like it's perfect for you. Yeah. You can say, yeah, she's a really nice girl. Nice. And you know what? She's got a massive hand.
She has just a hand that just keeps on going.
Goes on.
She can reach things so high. Look at her.
and that's the thing, though, man. Like, you know, like what I just brought up on the screen a second ago is, you know, natural uranium deposits. Like, I know that's a thing, especially, you know, in the South, we have more natural radium deposits, right? And that's also enough to make things spike. But still, it's like no matter what the actual cause is or what levels they are going to, like if it's getting more than double baseline background, I want to know. I mean, that's just me. So that's just how I feel about the subject, because
I want to
shoot,
see you with a massive
I've been hit
hand
so
while
many
we're going,
times.
Chip. I want to see you with a massive hand in this thing. That's what I want to see. Yeah,
I'll try my best, bro. I mean, I can.
it'll just happen. It'll just happen. We'll just go through it. And
I can do the
That'll
Ricky
be
Bobby
awesome.
bit.
It's like Hall of Mirrors if it works.
Yeah.
It's so, and I mean, there's no fakery to it. It's just a place. It's like a field, like Seekers. Yeah, but
I don't know what to do with my
It's really
hands.
weird.
That could be the movie cover. Just a giant hand.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. We're working on something. We'll discuss that Sunday. Are we talking to ourselves now? Is there anybody left?
I think so.
We still have questions,
there's
sorry.
quite a few people left.
Oh, isn't
so
there?
before we
Yeah.
diverge into
Sorry, you guys, but what you're doing now is you're seeing actual brainstorming for new ideas developing live. Yeah,
And
and
our
you're seeing
tisms
stuff
being
like
tickled.
that we're all excited about. And what
Yeah.
you guys will have seen is us getting excited about stuff in the future that you're going to see. So you can't really lose. Whoever's there, you can't really lose.
So we have about 9 minutes left. If you have any questions, please put it in all caps.
Yeah, all caps for questions.
Yes.
Okay,
Starred ones.
hold up. Here's one. Whoa.
Yeah, we've got one. Were there moments during the investigation, did anyone feel compelled to leave an area?
Yes.
Never.
Yes.
We had Cheryl P. Peacock with us. And she's not only a criminal investigator, she's also a psychic investigator. Cheryl P. Peacock did not want to stay in the Happy Valley because it got a bit scary. Nat, you can tell a story better than me. You tell it.
So Cheryl P. Peacock is just, bless her heart, she was terrified. And when I say terrified, it was she nearly broke my hand. She was holding it so tight, and she's holding on to me, and she would scream every once in a while, like, and I mean the whole way. Now,
just do the scream again that she did, because I don't think everyone saw that. Just do that.
I'm like, Cheryl, you're going to break my hand. I am so sorry. I'm like, okay, let's, it's fine. Everything's fine. Is that who you were referring to, Greg?
Yes.
Yeah. Cheryl P was,
Yeah, she wanted to go. She wasn't prepared for the reality of the investigation.
One thing she did do that I thought was quite nice was when you were singing one night, Greg, Cheryl P. Peacock was dancing to that singing for quite some time. And she was like moving. It was like she was Shakira-ing it to your song. I mean, there wasn't much going on. We've been there days, and that was the best. That was like Saturday night. It was the best we could do. But she was appreciating your music, Greg.
thank you, JD. JD Smooth says, I look tall. Thank you.
Yeah, we were
Camera
using
adds
boosters
6
with her.
inches.
I was on a ladder.
Yeah, we were using boosters.
Platforms.
Platform
shoes.
shoes.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's what we were doing. So what I'd like to do is take these last few moments and just any closing remarks, anything that you have. Greg.
I wanted to just thank everybody for joining us tonight. It was a bit of a celebration for us and a milestone that we reached. And we're devoted to bringing you more content. And I really do think we are on the cusp of some very important discoveries. And we're going to bring to you exactly what we find, and we'll tell you exactly what we think they are. You might have a different interpretation of what you see on the screen, but it's all going to be what we find.
Mm-hmm.
So, subscribing to our channels and watching our movies helps us to bring more. If you like what we bring to you, please help us out to bring more. These are very expensive to make, and they take a lot of time, and it's a lot of love from all of our crew. Each one of us has very different skills, and I'll say that every one of our crew members do a fantastic job, and they're just wanting to bring to you the realities of our environment.
Mhm.
So our world is bigger than what we've been told, and come with us and explore it. That's what I would say.
Excellent. Thank you. Jim.
Yo,
Jimothy.
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 what's my
Jimothy.
closing thoughts from Jimothy?
Closing thoughts from Jimothy. Go right ahead.
I love it.
Deep thoughts. Deep thoughts. You know, I think it's crazy. You know, guys, like they said, reality is not at all what you think
Moist
it
man is
actually
breathing into his microphone.
I can feel
this dramatic moment.
I
was
feel the
holding my
precipitation.
breath. Go rooting for Jimothy. Come on.
Crash
Go
and burn.
ahead, Jimothy.
Oh, there goes the squirrel's fleeing from me. No, let me squirrel. Yeah, it's just a crazy place out there, you know. And I would say, you know, keep an open mind. You know, keep in mind, like when you hear these stories from people, you know, don't just throw the baby out with the bathwater. You know, be open to it, but not so open that your brain falls out, you know, but be open-minded to it, you know, and just remember, like when you hear like these stories and these experiences from people, that oftentimes, you know, this is somebody's, you know, source of PTSD, the things that have, you know, taken their joy from going out into the woods and experiencing nature, whether that be hunting, hiking, fishing, whatever. Like these things have a real effect on people. And, you know, I know that we oftentimes find ourselves being, how would you say, entertained by the story, but, you know, I would say be mindful and just realize that, you know, this affected somebody, and this affected somebody because there is so much more going on out there. You know, everything that we think we know is wrong. Part 2, Electric Boogaloo, right? that's also the name of my speech that I give when I'm a speaker. But anyways,
Okay.
yeah, but that's my general thoughts. Come to the Relic TV app, guys, and show us some love. You can watch any of the documentaries that we've produced there. If you all have stories, please come on the liminal operators and radio or phone in and tell them to us, or send them to us by messenger, email, yada yada, and we will have this on and make this an awesome place for community.
Yes.
Boom.
All right. Well done.
Mic drop.
And I will say, yes, Amanda Jones.
Melissa.
I just wanted to say thank you to everybody who's following us and everybody that hung out with us tonight. It's so exciting for us to, you know, as a team to get together and work on this stuff, but it's even more exciting to hear from other people about the projects that we're working on, and to get their input, and to share the excitement of everything that that we're able to kind of bring to the screen. We're so fortunate to live in a time now where the stigma of talking about certain things that were considered so fringe for so long, that we're peeling back the curtain a little bit on that, and it's easier to talk about that. So we're living in a time where it's great to tell these stories and really do a deep dive and investigate, so that those people who have, you know, lived with this uncertainty or these incredible you know, traumas in their life where they've seen things that they just can't explain, they have an outlet and a place to come and talk about it and be a part of this community. So we invite you, you know, if you've had any sort of an encounter or experience that you just don't, that you can't, you know, explain, we'd love to hear about that, and give us, you know, more that we can dive into and uncover these secrets, and try to shed some light on the things that that are mysteries out there. Because as was already stated, you know, I think by Greg, the world is not what we've been taught. And so it's a really exciting time to be storytellers and to get out there and dig and look for the truth. So like everyone's already said, if you enjoy what you've been seeing, please follow us on all of our socials and subscribe to Relic TV. you can see everything that we've been doing and be the first to know when something new is about. So thanks again. Thanks for being here.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Adam.
I better see that
Well,
nip.
Greg said about the money, yeah, and these films are made entirely self, and it's really important that you support for all the reasons they've said. But you know, from a male perspective, guys only get underwear once a year. It's still quite a stretch till Christmas, and you know, supporting these films will make sure that we're decent both in private and in public. But joking aside, you know, that's the way you can support. Go to the Relic Film app, you know, support the films, watch the films, and help us, because everything is done. This is a team of volunteers. Yeah, this is a team of volunteers. Nobody's making a living off this. People say, it's all about money. It's not about money. It's about, in that voice they say it, not in any other voice.
Exactly.
It's about answers to questions. And if you've seen what Greg has said, then Jim, then Melissa, they've all said the same thing. We are driven by curiosity to answer questions that fascinate us, yeah? And we have a commune of questions that fascinate us, and we are developing unique films because of that, and because we have no boundaries. We can explore what we want, because our first talking point here is nothing to do with money. It's what are we interested in that's going to make a damn good film, yeah? And that's the key to all of this, because we're passionate about that, then it translates out. And you've seen these people tonight on this thing, those of you watching. And one thing they do care about is the questions that they're searching for, the answers that they're searching for. And that's why they're here, because of that. Nothing else. Nothing else. And I love that purest spirit. That's why I do Relic. I love that purest spirit.
Excellent. And I'd like to close this out with saying that we are dedicated to bring you really good documentaries and podcasts and talk shows that focus on real life and with great sound effects made by the moist man, Greg Ogles. That's what he does. He does sound effects. But we are dedicated to bring you exactly what we see. There's nothing scripted. There's, you know, everything that what we film is what you see. And so we investigate with integrity, and we are a family. And I think Greg says it best. If you're not having fun, you're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong. So I want to thank each and every one of you tonight. Everybody who watched, everybody who's in chat, everybody who asked questions and showed up for us. Thank you. You know, we are here today because of all of you. So if you could please, if you haven't already, follow us on Facebook and Instagram, subscribe to our YouTube channel. And also we have an app on Roku, Fire TV, iPhone, and Android. Please, Relic TV. All of our films are on there, talk show, podcasts, and even we are expanding out, and we have invited a lot of really good content creators who are going to also provide you with good, meaningful content filled with integrity. Integrity is the key word here. So we want to bring you what everybody provides, and that is good truth. So thank you. Again, I cannot thank you so very, very much for being here tonight, celebrating with us, making things crash down. I don't know what that was. And, somebody's starting to party, and it's not Tortello. He's even like,
it is though.
Tortello's like, woo. Anyway,
Nipple.
Thank you all, and give us a follow, give us a subscribe, and thank you.
Nipple.
Just do that dance again, Melissa, just as we go. Just do that again.
Yeah, just do that.
Yeah.
Hey.
Good night, everyone. Good night. Good night.
Good night.
I'm still doing it.
Where's my exit song?
Keep